When Calls the Heart is one of the things we're going to talk about today with you. What a fun opportunity to play this guy.
You're playing a judge in this?
Well, they came to me and said, you know, we'd like you to play this judge. And I said, he's not nasty enough.
Really?
And then it's Hallmark, of course, right?
Well, everybody...
So we negotiated a lot and rewrote a lot, and it's an interesting character.
Okay, let's bring everybody up to speed on this a little bit, just so we know. This is When Calls the Heart. It's a wonderful series. Season 1 is wrapping up. And recapping, there's a mine explosion that has happened, right, in this town. A lot of the men had perished in that. There are a lot of widows that want justice.
That must be a nightmare right there. You know, I mean, all the good men are gone, and we need justice for the women in the town.
It's true, and I just got back from shooting the 33 about the Chilean miners, a 62-day shoot.
Oh yes,
oh yes,
with Juliette Binoche and and.
But that must, So you ended up in...
So anyway, I saw the reality of that situation, you know, and have been kind of studying that. So, you know, it rang with me. But anyway, so with this hanging judge, this circuit judge, you know, I suggested that perhaps in the last courtroom situation that he had sentenced a guy to hang, and the guy jumped over the rail and grabbed the bailiff's gun and tried to shoot him, and he had to execute him right there in the courtroom himself.
The judge shot him?
Oh yeah. What a good edge to bring to this guy.
And so that was the introduction of him, and so now, you know, it plays out that he actually, there's a side of him that kind of liked that.
But that doesn't make him a bad guy.
The family is looking for him now.
The family for revenge.
You know, and I'm making this up right now. He may have a habit of things like this, you know.
Oh.
He may be basically a gunslinger.
We should write the script right here, right now. We could write open to season 2.
Well, I'll just throw out some ideas.
Well, let's take a look. We brought a clip with us.
No.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is?
You know what it is? The clip?
Do you need to set it up?
Basically, I think it's probably I'm just arriving in town.
You meeting
everybody the first time.
His character, Jack Wagner?
Yeah,
he was here the other day.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Right.
He was. He told us about you. He told us about your character. Yeah. Yeah, he did.
My personal character.
No, I can vouch for your personal character, but let's see a clip.
We'll get to that in just a minute. Let's get to this. Let's take a look.
Judge, trust you had a safe ride in?
Well, considering I got out of Coopersville alive, I wasn't all that bad.
Well, it doesn't sound all that good either.
Justice prevailed. That's what matters.
You expecting someone?
Yeah, always. You make a lot of enemies on this job.
You got a saloon here?
We do.
Poker?
Got that too.
Trial starts at 8. Sharp.
Today's the day! It's time to meet your mate!
Apparently, his little brother here don't agree that justice prevailed. Lock him up, Constable. Put him on my docket for tomorrow.
Wow. There's a new sheriff in town.
Wow.
He knows what he's doing. That guy's you're in command. Yeah.
Do you like playing? You look really just so good as a cowboy.
Well,
I'm sorry, I didn't know what else to how to put it.
I don't know if you were going to finish that thought.
I did just like, wow.
Remember, I did Westworld in '73, and that was a pseudo cowboy. And then after that, I became kind of a pseudo. You know, I had the ranch for 10 years in Paso and raised and trained horses, but nobody would ever hire me for a film. You know, so.
But now you're doing it.
Now you're doing it. How much? Oh, go ahead.
Do you like playing? I grew up watching Gunsmoke with my dad, James Arnett.
Me
all of
too.
That stuff.
And Maverick, you know.
Yeah.
And I think I would take on a little bit of the accent because people say, "Where are you from? Oklahoma or Texas?" And I'd say, "No, I'm from way out west, Westwood Village." Way west.
It must be fun, though. Can I just have a boy moment? A boy moment.
Okay,
I used to dress up as a cowboy, and it just.
And I did on the ranch too.
Yeah. But when you do it here, did it all? We're all right. We're good. Where are you going? Are you going to go clean?
No.
What are you
here,
going to do?
Sit down.
Oh, sure, we can have a moment.
Your conversation.
Fantastic.
Go ahead, talk, and then I will.
Well, I'm going to have to move later because then
Yeah.
you guys have to talk about. No, playing a cowboy has to be an ultimate dream role to play, but you don't normally play. You like squeaky clean guys usually, right?
I don't like them. I play them. You know what? I mean, listen, in this business, you get hired for what you did on the last job, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's all. And so that keeps repeating and repeating. And what you have to do is really make your, make your career.
Yeah.
And then when everybody's bored with it, then change it again, you know?
Sure.
You're bored with
Changed
me
it
right
up,
now,
yeah.
so
No,
I'm trying to...
no,
not you.
No, I'm not. I want to know, like, in like your favorite cowboy when you were growing up.
See,
your
it catches
favorite
on,
cowboy.
doesn't it?
No, I want to know because you two guys. Who do you want to be in the Western?
You know what I
Four?
No.
I loved Wild Wild West though too. When they did
yeah.
because they had the
That was more of a
Jim
fantasy,
West was
though.
the
Yeah.
it was, but I liked it because there was a little bit of James Bond in it.
But I also, actually going along with this character and this thought, once upon a time in the West when Henry Fonda shot the kid in the face, the good guy,
Yeah.
I went, wow, what is this movie? I got to watch the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
That was Sergio Leone, right?
Sergio, oh yeah, it's a great Italian director. But if you have in the saloon that you want to go and play poker and have a beer, if you need, like a Miss Kitty, I'm available.
Sure.
I can come in. I could come
That'd
in
be my cue to move you back here. Then you go there.
I could come and run the saloon, and I would, why not?
Well, we have just to point out, we do have Western Street right outside here. If you
we do.
If you want to come back wearing a cowboy outfit,
I
I'll
did
meet you out there.
Gunsmoke. Okay, it's a deal. I did Gunsmoke number 4 with Arness.
Yeah.
And he was only good for like 2 hours of work a day, and then they'd take him back to his chair. And but as a matter of fact, it was for CBS, and it was the role of a preacher whose congregation had left him to grovel in the gold country, right? Wow. And I played it like an old drunk, right? And they did not like it. It was 3 days of, you're being fired tomorrow, Jim. And they just not. And I said, listen, I'm not, this is the role I took.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. It was one of the times I stood up for myself, right?
Oh.
Anyway, Les Moonves walks into the screening room at noon and is standing in the back watching. He says, hey, Brolin's really good in this. And they all went, yeah, he is. And the problem disappeared.
Well, it helps when the president of CBS tells you you look fabulous. Or but I'm so excited you're into this because you've added a new dimension, new life into When Calls the Heart, and I think you give it a sturdier heart.
Well, I'm gonna become more acquainted with it because I hadn't followed it all year, and suddenly I'm up there and I'm in the middle of it, and I'm, I don't know a lot. And actually, a lot of times on scripts, many times, if the role is kind of segregated from the rest of the cast and story and everything, I won't want to read it. I may skim it. But I only want to read what this guy would know about, and not
everything.
Now, perhaps I made a few mistakes during the show or something, but that's my take many times, and it was my take on this one,
Well,
so I'm not familiar with the whole show, and I'm going to be more familiar with the whole show, especially if I go back up there and show you what else this judge
I'm
has
sure
got.
you've got a lot of
Can I
things
bring
up
up
your
something
sleeve.
else though? Because since we're sort of reminiscing here, there you had ranches of horses, but you also had a steel horse that you rode way back in the day. We have a picture of this of you.
Steel.
Yes. Come on, a steel horse I ride. That's a good cue. There it is.
Oh,
look at there.
Okay, that was my ride.
There it is.
Yeah.
That was your ride.
That was my
You want
ride.
to explain that?
I'll explain it. Do you want to explain it?
Well, there's more of a seat on the back of that picture.
Thank you.
And that was your seat, right?
That was my seat because
Wait, you guys have known each other since your days at Fox Studio, working
Since
together.
you were...
I was 16.
Listen, I could have been arrested.
Wait, so the relationship happened, but how did you end up on the back of his motorcycle?
Well, because I couldn't really drive at that time, and we were under contract to 20th Century Fox, and I didn't have a ride home. I had to wait for my daddy usually to pick me up at 5, and Jimmy very kindly said, don't worry, I'll take take you home. So the first day that he took me home,
he assumed I had a car.
Yeah, I assumed he had a car. He had a motorcycle, and I looked at it, and it had a very generous back seat. You're right. And I looked at it, but at the time we had to wear dresses, and I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to get on this thing? And so I got onto the back of the bike, and we go sailing down Santa Monica Boulevard all the way down past La Cienega and to the 405, and then we took the 101. Never mind, that's like an inside joke. Okay. So anyway, that's a California joke.
We got lost. I ran out of gas.
No, and Jimmy used to have to leave me off about a block before I asked him to, a block before the house, because if my dad... My father found it, because my dad was a butcher, found out that I was riding on a motorcycle, there weren't any helmet laws at the time, with a gentleman who was over 21, I would have been in big trouble.
I had no idea he was a butcher, by the way.
Yeah, he was a butcher.
She told me today.
Yes, he was. He was.
That could have got you in some big trouble.
But, you know, can we say what my nickname was? Is that okay? To say what my nickname was?
Where was
it's okay with me. I think it's perfect for Hallmark to grow up on.
Okay. Okay, well, you used to call me Jailbait. Okay, that's what
but we could have gone all show with that.
Okay, well,
that's a good time to shift gears.
Said in a respectful way.
Respectful way.